ever been told you're too old for that? Too old for what? Breathing? Dreaming? Raising hell?
We're going to leave the avocado toast to the millennials. We're too busy reinventing ourselves with whiskey, cash, and no student loans.
This is Jim. He's not chasing reinvention. He's dragging it behind his frickin' truck.
Yes, I am. And that's Tab, still flipping the bird to every idiot who says, "Hey lady, you're too old for that." And together, we're Unretired AF.
This episode is about reinvention. That reinvention is the secret sauce to living a full life, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got to change. I mean, we can't stay the same as we did in the 80s. That would not be good.
No.
And reinvention is for everybody, even
It
if
is.
you're past 60.
It is. But in order to be reinventive, you have to embrace change.
Yeah.
You know, you got to find new passions.
Yes.
You got to say screw it to slowing down. We don't. If you feel healthy and you want to do it, try it.
Exactly.
It's never too late.
That's it. That's exactly right. Reinvention is for everyone. Society says that reinvention is only for the young, and that's bullshit, isn't it?
It is.
I mean,
it absolutely
I think
is.
we're constantly reinventing ourselves throughout our entire life. I mean,
Yep.
we have our time when we're young and dumb, and and that's the time we're going to make bad decisions,
Right,
and
right.
questionable decisions, because there's really pretty much low risk to doing that.
Yeah.
And then we, in midlife, we usually reinvent ourselves. A lot of times people change their career.
Right.
And then later in life, they do that same thing again.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they seem to can go back to the young and dumb
Right.
in the sense that they will be more risky than they were,
Right.
I think, in
Right.
in middle age. So, you're never too old to learn a new skill or to start a new career, start a new hobby. I mean, look at what we're doing. I mean, we started a YouTube channel in our 60s and we didn't know anything. We knew pretty much nothing. And I mean, we both were pretty computer savvy because
Right.
we've been doing computer stuff since the 90s. But
Right.
video, that was new. Video editing, that was new. Lighting and tripods and
Placement of stuff.
lav mics,
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. If we can do this, anybody can do it. It's never too late to start something new. Reinvention is timeless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The best reinvention happens when you're in your prime. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
agree to that?
Yes, yes.
I mean, there is no substitute for experience.
Right,
There is no substitute for age.
right.
Not at all.
Although some people age and they're still dumbasses.
That's true. That's true.
We all know those people, right?
Exactly. For us, liberation has come with our age.
Yeah, exactly.
It is so much easier to tell somebody to screw off now than it was when we were in corporate America.
Well, because there's not a lot of consequences. What are they
Right.
going to do? What are they going to do? Send us a nasty gram
Right.
on social media?
Right. You know what you want. You
Yeah.
want freedom. You don't want people to tell you what to do.
Well, when you're older, you know what you want. I mean,
Right,
you
right.
know what you want and you know what you don't want.
But the biggest thing for us anyway is we don't care what people think.
Not
We're going
at
to do
all.
what we want to do on our own terms.
Exactly. Reinvention helps you stay engaged.
Absolutely. It does.
The big myth is that you should slow down as you get older, and that's ridiculous. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you have a job that's really high pressure, then I suggest, as you get older, that might not be great.
Or if you have physical limabilities.
Limability? I like that. That's a new word.
Yeah, let me have another sip.
There you go. Want to try that again?
I'm good with it.
We're gonna go with that.
I'm good with it.
I mean, exactly. If you have physical limabilities, you should take that in consideration.
Well, sure.
Obviously, but if you feel good, like Jim said, if you feel good and you're up for it, and you have a partner in crime,
Right.
like we do,
Right.
you should definitely go for it.
Absolutely.
Staying engaged keeps you young too.
It does.
I mean, we hear a lot of people our age that talk about how their grandkids keep them young because they've got to, they want to stay fit to keep up with them
Right.
or whatever. I mean, it's the same thing with shifting and pivoting in any way that you want to reinvent. Whether you're doing like what we're doing right now, we're doing a weight loss reinvention because the last 5 years of everybody knows what. We ate a little bit of comfort food and got a little chubby. And
Yes, we did.
So we're working on reinventing ourselves in that way.
We are.
Because there's a lot of things we still want to do.
Absolutely.
That we want to be healthy for.
Absolutely.
And we're not right now. So,
yeah.
But we're doing good. And we have an upcoming episode tomorrow about that. So,
but I can tell you that reinvention for me, well, not so much reinvention, but continued invention for me is I'm still very active in the workplace, and it really gives me something to look forward to every day.
Right.
I'm not ready to retire. I don't want to. I still very much enjoy what I do.
Well, and it keeps you mentally sharp.
It does. It does. It absolutely.
I think doing something like that definitely keeps you sharp.
I mean, going out on a project, it gives me something to look forward to.
Right.
And I like that. It adds meaning to my life if my experience and my judgment on things to tell somebody, just my opinion on how they could do it better or what they're doing, that adds a lot of meaning to me. It makes me feel good.
Well, I think you got to do something that adds meaning to your life, because otherwise then you start living through your kids and your grandkids. And that's not good. I mean, we can't start acting like our life is over. And I've been there. I mean, before my divorce, which was a long time ago, I was only in my late 40s at that time.
Yeah.
I started feeling like my life was over, and the only thing that I was going to be looking forward to was being a grandmother someday. And that was a bad place to be. I mean, I'm so glad that you and I met, and
me too.
And we've had so many adventures I never dreamed that I would have experienced.
We've had some good stuff.
But it's about staying open to it.
It's
about staying open to it, because that openness will help you take the steps to grow and to try new things.
So the big thing for reinvention, though, is it pushes you to grow.
Yeah.
And growth, I don't care how young or how old you are, if you can grow every day, that's a great sense of achievement and fulfillment.
Right.
Don't you agree with that?
I totally agree. We're going to give you some examples of people over 60 who reinvented their life in a big way. Now, we're not saying that this is going to be all of us, but these are all really good examples that you just never know.
Right.
You never know if you tried something, what could happen with it. So the first one is Masako Wakamiya. And she was an 81-year-old woman from Japan who decided that she wanted to create an app for the iPhone, and she did it. And it was published in the App Store when she was 81 years old.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
How many of you know Harlan Sanders? Yes, that is Colonel Sanders. He was 65 years old when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
That you would have that much energy at 65 to start, but he probably never dreamed it would turn into the empire that it did.
Well, and he probably said, I'm too young to quit.
Right.
Right.
Or my chicken's too good not to give it to the world.
There you go.
What is it? How many herbs and spices? 11 herbs and spices. So yes. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and I don't know how many of you are readers, but a few years ago, there was an author named Frank McCourt, and he wrote a book called Angela's Ashes, which was amazing. I read it years ago. It was such a great book. And he was 66 years old when he wrote Angela's Ashes. And that book sold 5 million copies, and he won a Pulitzer Prize for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and,
awesome.
And he wasn't famous before. It's not like he was a famous person like James
Yeah.
Patterson put out a new book
Right.
in his 60s.
Right,
That's
right,
not the
right.
same. This guy had never published a successful book. I don't know if he
Yeah.
wrote anything before, but that was his breakout at 66.
How many of you know about the Little House series? Laura Ingalls Wilder
I read all those books.
wrote that starting at 65.
Wow.
That's
I did
awesome.
not know that. So it's like a memoir for her,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read all those books when I was in probably like 5th and 6th grade. I
Yeah.
like devoured them. They were so good.
Nice.
But that's
Nice.
great that she wrote that. I mean, what if she would have said no?
Right.
What if she wouldn't have like stepped out and done that? We wouldn't have had the book series. We wouldn't have had the TV series. That was so great.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like our generation
Right.
when we were young. The Little House on
Right.
the Prairie with
Right.
Pa and Ma, and that was awesome. Well, here's another person. You probably know who Estelle Getty is. She was the actress who played Sophia on The Golden Girls and in the 80s. And they made her up to look much older, but
Yeah.
she was an actress. She had never really had any success with acting. She kept at it, and they cast her in that role, Sophia, because she was so good with sarcastic humor. I mean,
Yeah,
who
she
doesn't
was
love?
awesome.
I mean, there's so many memes still
I know.
of her
Yeah.
and the things that she said on that show. And she was 63 when they hired her for that show. Now, they made her look like she was in her 80s.
Right.
But she was still 63. She was no spring chicken. And she
was one of my favorites.
well, and it's the rest is history for her character and
Right.
for her. I mean,
Right.
that was
Right.
that was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how many of you know one of the most famous cooks of all time? She's written books. She's probably one of the ultimate bakers. Julia Child
Oh,
was in her 50s
right.
before she got her own TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I mean, I know she wrote what is it called? Mastering the Art of French Cooking.
Right.
And she was like 49 when she wrote that.
Yeah.
Because I know about her because I really like her. But
and then I guess her
didn't
TV
realize
show
that.
came on after the book.
I didn't realize that she was in her mid-50s.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the show came before the book, but it didn't.
Nope.
It didn't.
No.
But that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It
And
is.
so let those people be examples that it's never too old to reinvent yourself and try something new. It doesn't have to be a business.
Right.
Like these people was mostly businesses, but there's anything. You could do anything. You could
But
learn
they
to
did it because they wanted to. And they
Right.
wanted to do something.
Well, they had a passion about
Right,
it. I know
right.
with like Frank McCourt, the Angela's Ashes, the book is about his mother.
Gotcha.
And so it was, in a way, it was a type of memoir
Sure.
of his mother. And then, of course, the Laura Ingalls Wilder
Right.
Little House series was a memoir, type of
Yeah.
memoir too. So, yeah, so it's never too late.
Right. Not ever. Not ever.
Right. Fear is normal. Fear is normal. When you're going to try something new, fear is normal. I mean, we were a little bit intimidated. I'm not going to say fear because both of us are unhealthily, is that a word? Unhealthily unafraid of a lot of things. I mean,
Right.
we really don't have that fear aversion that most people have.
Right.
But there's intimidation.
There is.
And I think that doing this, I just thought, oh, we'll just make a little show. And how hard can that be? Well, it can be really freaking hard
It can
because
be.
there's a lot of elements to it. But you know
It
what?
can be.
We've walked through the fear and we're trying different things. I mean, let us know. We changed our light system
Yeah.
this week. So let us know in the comments if you like this lighting setup better than the last lighting setup that we had, because we thought we looked a little pink in
Yeah.
that one, and the whole episode looked a little pink.
Right.
So we changed our lights up to be a little bit a little less pink. So
Yeah.
hopefully these are good. But the bottom line is you just can't let fear hold you back. You've got to
No.
try new things. I mean, even one of my businesses I started, I was 50. I was 2 weeks from my 50th birthday when I started my last business, which was in the insurance industry. And I've had that business for 13 years now, and it's been successful. And that one, I have to say there were some tears on that one because
Yep.
I was really on my own. I mean, I went out there and I swung away, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it worked for us, but there was some intimidation and some
Sure.
fear. But you know what? I wasn't afraid to reach out.
No.
I think that's really important too. Don't
Absolutely.
be afraid. And a lot of times people our age are afraid to ask for help. And you have people in your circle who know how to do that thing that you want to do. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask them. And that's what I had to do. I had to reach out to friends and make new friends.
Yeah.
In order to get some help. And you know what? People want to help you. If they know you're trying,
Right.
they want to help you. So,
They do.
So don't let fear hold you back.
Right. And fear should never make decisions for us.
Right.
It never should.
Right.
You can be fearful of something and push through it.
Yeah.
Back off if something, but only back off to get advice or help.
Right. Right.
Don't drop it just because you're fearful of something.
Right.
We know a lot of people that have done and do that on a daily basis.
Right.
You know, and then they complain that they don't know why things aren't going right for them. Well, they're not going right for you because you're not pushing through and trying to make it work.
Right. Right.
Take the leap. Take the leap. Just go out and something that you're uncomfortable with, but you have a passion for, try it.
Yeah.
Try it. I can promise you that your life will get more exciting.
Ours has.
Ours has. Ours absolutely has.
Ours has.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, you just have to step out there and part of it is just figuring out what you want to do.
Right.
But
Right.
once you do, don't let anything hold you back. Don't let people, I had one woman say, not to me, but you know how women say things indirectly to you on social media? And you know it's to you, but they try and make it seem like they're just being freaking helpful. Say women over 40 shouldn't wear eyeliner. They should only wear eyeshadow under their eyes, not eyeliner.
Hey, I still wear eyeliner.
You're from the 80s, like in a hairband. But I mean, it's like you got to do what you want to do. Don't let people talk you out of any of it.
Right.
Well, and what I do and what I've practiced for probably the last 20 years, which is probably one reason I'm not super risk averse, is I will look at a situation and I'll figure out the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
What's the very worst thing that can happen? Can I live with that? And if I can, I move forward.
Sure.
Because what's the worst that can happen? You fail and you lose a little money. Your friends laugh at you. Your kids laugh at you. Your spouse laughs at you. That's a little more serious, but I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Are you gonna die? Did you die? I always like that line. But did you die? Anyway, I mean, that's how I overcome fear. I just walk out worst case scenarios. If I can live with it, then I move forward. How about you?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, we have both tried a lot of things in our life.
Yeah.
And we have worked through a lot of issues and problems.
Yeah.
And made us pretty successful.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing out there that, well, I mean, within reason. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not going to go do brain surgery on somebody this weekend.
Oh, good.
But I will look at YouTube videos and see how it's done. My point is you know what reasonable is. And if you're not going to go out right now if you've never been on a Caterpillar or John Deere bulldozer and go cut a crane with it.
Right.
That kind of stuff's not going to happen. But
Right.
there's nothing saying you can't get training to do it.
Right.
So
no, exactly. I mean, there's always, and especially now in this day and age, I mean, you can learn to do anything, most anything from watching YouTube. Now, you have to have a good brain and some sense and some life experience, but, because you can't
But I'm
start
telling
from
you, there's a
scratch.
lot of people right now, especially in the construction industry, that would love to be able to hire 100 older people that
Yeah.
knew what they were doing
Yeah.
and could help train their staff.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's any trade is just so hurting for experienced people.
Right.
So
Right. Well, starting new things is scary. I think we
Yeah.
talked about that. It can be scary, but the bottom line is, I mean, the takeaway from this episode is, even if something's scary to you and you're thinking about doing it, just do it.
right.
Just do it. I mean, that's what we're doing with
Yeah.
this channel. I mean, who knows if it's going to take off? We don't really give a shit if it takes off or not.
We don't.
We're doing it because it's fun for
Yeah.
us, and we think there will probably be a couple of you out there that will vibe with us and who are kind of just not ready to retire in the traditional
Right.
way. Still want to be active. Still want to do stuff. Still want to be ornery, like we do. So do it anyway.
Just don't let age dictate your next move.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I'm going to be the big 6'5" this year. I'm not looking forward to that. But then on the other side, it's just a number. I still feel good.
Right.
I feel real good.
Right.
I feel real good. So think about it. After listening to this, what are you putting off? What are you putting off that you want to try?
Well, and which is worse? Which is worse? The fear of not doing something
Right.
or the fear of doing it?
Right.
Because regret is pretty heavy on us at this age too, don't you think?
It is. It is. It is.
Yeah. We're not slowing down.
And neither should you.
And
together, we're Unretired AF. If inspired, please comment. Share with us what your wants and needs and what do you want to try. If there's something we can help you with to achieve that goal, we'd be more than happy to. Drop a note in our comments.
Well, and if you like our show and you think we're worth spending 20 minutes watching every once in a while, please subscribe. We would love to have you join our revolution of the Unretired AF.
The Rebels.
See you next time.